Do you know this song?
Yes, I know this one. Yeah. The best dance moves. How can they like sing and dance at the same time? It's amazing. So like catchy. 안녕하세요. 저는 미국 미네소타에서 온 다니엘입니다. 반갑습니다. I have been in Korea for about a year and a half now, and I live with my husband in Seoul, and I'm an English teacher.
So what was the image you had about Korea before you came here?
The image I had about Korea before I came here was kind of limited. I didn't know a whole lot. I actually was introduced to Korea through meeting my husband. So once I met him, I learned a lot quickly, but I didn't know a whole lot just from what you see on like Korean dramas or kind of like political things. Today I'm going to talk about Korean media contents. I really love Korean food. That's like what I'm most drawn to with Korean culture because there are so many different flavors and everything's so new and vibrant and flavorful. It's like amazing.
Before you come to Korea, how much did you know about Korea?
Before I came to Korea, I really didn't know that much. Just kind of what I was exposed to through my husband, and I tried to learn really quickly because I knew I would be coming to live here. So I tried to absorb everything I could, like reading a lot and like watching Korean like media, like dramas or YouTube channels, things like that. So I didn't know a lot, but I kind of absorbed quickly. I really enjoyed K-dramas. They're so different from the dramas you see in the US, especially because with Korean dramas, they're very like short, like one season. You can finish a whole thing in 14 to 16 episodes, but in America, everything is so drawn out, like 5-6 seasons, and you never get that resolution. But with like Korean dramas, you get a finale, you get that closure, and that's like amazing. And I love like happy endings too, and there's always happy endings.
어떤 드라마 보셨어요?
I remember the first one I watched was Goblin, and that was really good. I liked that. I recently watched Crash Landing on You, and that one was really good too. They do really well with like the cinematography, so it's a really good story.
So what's the biggest difference between Korean and American in cultural way?
I feel like Korea is a little bit more conservative, especially with like media. In the US, it's kind of like really like flashy things that you wear or like makeup and like wear less clothes almost. That's weird to say. But in Korea, especially being portrayed in the media, people dress pretty conservatively. I think that's kind of the biggest difference. So lately I've been enjoying watching Wonkyung with my husband on YouTube, and they show the entire series, so you can watch like the historical side of Korea. And even though I don't understand anything really, I like watching it, and my husband can like translate to me, and it's super fun. I love like the historical like dramas or like historical content because then I can learn a lot about the history of Korea too.
Why do you think Korean media content is so popular?
I think they're so popular because it's really like flashy. Like there's all different sounds effects and subtitles, and I also feel like Korean media does a really good job of putting like different languages in the subtitles, so it's accessible to so many people.
Do you think they are also popular among Americans?
I'm not sure about like YouTube exactly, but I know with like dramas, they're really popular on Netflix right now, and I know content just keeps on flowing and appearing, and it's becoming way more mainstream now, so people have more access to it. Also, I know in America now, they've been showing different Korean movies in theaters now too, like Parasite and Minari, so those have become like really well known and famous too. Oh yeah, I think around the world, like K-pop is huge. I know when I was looking on like YouTube trending, it's always like K-pop music videos, like Blackpink and BTS and things like that. So I think people really enjoy that. I think that's amazing. It's really cool to see like Korean culture and like music being more mainstream. I think that's amazing, especially because it's such a small country. But people are really enjoying it, and it's something new and fresh that people haven't heard before. So I think it's very like catchy and just appeals to a lot of people.
Do you think it's because because of K-pop?
I think so, yeah. I think a lot of people are loving K-pop right now. Even in America, there's been Korean artists on the top Billboard charts.
바로 어제 또 이제 미국 유튜브에 방탄소년단 이렇게 올라왔어요.
Ooh.
Do you know this song?
Yes, I know this one. Yeah. The best dance moves. Ooh. How can they like sing and dance at the same time? It's amazing. So like catchy. Makes me want to like dance now, and I can't dance. First of all, the songwriting and like the beat is super catchy, and it's something that's really refreshing too. Also, I think they put a lot of money into the production. Like everything is over the top. It's like perfectly well done, and I think there's really talented like people behind the scenes putting it all together.
Do your American friends also interested in Korea or K-pop?
It's kind of funny because if you would have asked me this question 5 years ago, no one would have any idea. But I remember right before I was leaving to Korea, a lot of my friends were talking to me about like which dramas they've seen and which music I've heard. And so it's definitely becoming more popular, and a lot of my friends have been enjoying like K-pop and K-dramas and things like that. So definitely people are really into BTS these days. So I think they want to know like all about their lives and more like behind the scenes things. I've seen a lot of foreigners in Korea speak Korean so well on YouTube, and it's just like amazing to me because like my Korean's not that good right now, so it's just like really impressive, and it's just so cool that they can make Korean content too.
안녕하세요. Welcome everybody. 반갑습니다. Did you know that Jacksepticeye was Korean? I bet you didn't. Apparently, 저 한국인이에요. 축하해요.
So happy.
고맙습니다. Wait, Lily speaks Korean as well, right? 한국말 말할 수 있어요?
왜 잘하는데?
I can hear a little bit actually, yeah.
공부했어요.
Oh, studying years ago, yeah. My hearing's way better than like my speaking.
So he has 26 million subscribers.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Wow, I had no idea.
Also listed on trending as well.
Really? Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
So you are also a YouTuber. Do you get any
Yes.
comments from people around the world?
Yeah, actually, well, most of our viewers are in Korea and we have Korean comments, but when you look at our analytics, people from all over the world are watching, even in like Africa and Norway. It's just very random, but lately we've had a lot of like Spanish viewers. So today I talked about Korean media content, and if you liked the video, please subscribe and like. 안녕히 계세요.